This video is brought to you by Gamersubs. Use code MHB at checkout for 10% off your next order. I've been back in the trophy hunting fold for 2 years now, after having a 7-year hiatus, and in that time I've gone from 7 platinums to 107. Since getting back on the old trophy horse though, I do get asked quite frequently, what are the best platinum trophies for beginners? Platinums that I'd recommend every trophy hunter go out and grab. Now before we get started, these are just games that I've personally platinum, so there might be some weird exclusions. For example, Astro's Playroom is not going to be in this video because I haven't platinumed the game. I know I need to play it, but I just haven't. But what classifies a game as a must platinum? Well, it's different for everyone, but for me, if it enhances your time playing the game, then that's going to be a must platinum in my opinion. For that reason, games like The Last of Us Part 1, whilst an incredible game, that is a must play, isn't going to be on this list because the platinum is just a big collectible hunt. It didn't really add to my experience. Oh, and I'll also just be talking about platinums and not 100% because sometimes you can have a great platinum experience hurt by the DLC trophies. I'm looking at you, Borderlands. But with those caveats out the way, let's get into some platinums I think every trophy hunter should have. Starting with an easy one, Insomniac's Marvel Spider-Man. The reason I'm starting with Spider-Man is because this was actually the game that reinvigorated my love for trophy hunting in mid-2022. I'd never played the game before that point, despite my love for both Insomniac games and Spider-Man, and as soon as I started, I knew this was going to be a game I didn't want to stop playing. The game is incredible, we know this, but what makes the Platinum so special and why so many people have grabbed this for themselves is because if you want to experience all this game has to offer, you'll get the Platinum in the process. Beating the game, all the side missions, and fully exploring New York City. It's what I call a very natural Platinum to go after because I wanted to stay in this world and experience all it had to offer, which is where you'll unlock most of the trophies. Really the only downside is completing each district's crimes, which can be a bit of a grind. But outside of that, this is not only a must-have Platinum, but a game that can get newcomers into trophy hunting altogether. But I had to start with the obvious game first, so let's mix it up a bit. Another must-have Platinum, I think, is the Crash Bandicoot N. Sane Trilogy. Now this comes with some stipulations, because if you didn't grow up with platformers or just simply aren't a fan of the genre, then yeah, you're probably gonna have a bad time. But I've grown up playing Crash Bandicoot, with Crash 2 being the first game I ever played. I love these games, and just love a good platformer in general, and the Crash Trilogy is among the very best. The reason I say the trilogy though, and didn't just pick one, is because the journeys, at least trophy-wise, are very similar. Collect the crystals, all the gems, and get at least a gold relic on the time trials. The difference is the games themselves and what you'll enjoy more. Crash 1 is probably the hardest of the lot, especially with levels not intended to be sped through and some of the toughest platforming in the series, but it's such a satisfying challenge to overcome. Crash 2 is where the levels become a bit more interesting and the gem hunting more varied, but some of these gems are no joke either, coupled with some of the time trials getting that rage out of me more than the first ever did. And Crash 3 I think is the easiest of the three, with a lot of interesting levels, pretty simple gem collecting, and the time trials actually being designed into the game unlike the other two, making me rage far less. But all three are fantastic challenging platinums that you can do pretty quickly. I mean, Crash 1 is the hardest and I got the platinum in less than 10 hours. These are still some of my favorite platinums for the year, and if you are a fan of platformers, these games need to be in your platinum collection. However, if you want a fun, nostalgic platformer with far less challenge, you can't go wrong with Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated either. Maybe you're not a fan of platformers though. I feel like if you were born after the 2000s, you probably aren't. In that case, maybe you're more interested in something first person, and that's where I think I need to talk about BioShock. Now, BioShock is a certified classic with one of the best stories and settings in all of gaming. The twists and turns of the story paired with the rundown once beautiful city of Rapture is again a must-play experience. And even though I am in the I prefer BioShock 2 as an overall package camp, the platinum for the first game is just better. Yes, there are collectible trophies, but they aren't meaningless collectibles. The audio diaries not only help you explore Rapture to its fullest, but they fill in some very important gaps in the world itself, and they're always such a treat to listen to. Most of this platinum is just encouraging you to explore the world as much as you can, and that is one of Rapture's strengths. And if you do that on your first playthrough, you're fully kitted to take on BioShock's hardest trophy for beating the game on the hardest difficulty without dying. With New Game Plus, you can get this trophy in less than 3 hours. The only downside for me is the RNG trophy about hitting the jackpot. That's a letdown, but seriously, other than that, not only do you get to play an incredible game, but the platinum is pretty much just for exploring the world around you as you play, and that's a true treat. Plus, again, not a very long platinum, taking at most 20 hours to complete. Not into your first person games though. Who am I kidding? If you don't like BioShock, I don't like you. Anyway, next, how about we talk about what is still one of the best looking games on the PS5 then? Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. That's right, another Insomniac game, but I mean, goddamn, is this game good. As a Ratchet and Clank fan, this just might be the best in the series. The game is drop dead gorgeous. The story is engaging from beginning to end, but the game itself, like I've said before, just makes you want to do absolutely everything it has to offer. From using all the weapons, finding all the bolts, completing all the side objectives, it's just everything that makes Ratchet and Clank so special, but with a much more straightforward platinum trophy that you can obtain in under 15 hours, no problem. I mean, hell, I did it for my 30-day platinum challenge, so that should give you an idea of the time frame needed to complete this one. It's one of the best games the PS5 has to offer, and if you don't have it in your platinum collection, you're seriously missing out. How about a good RPG though? Well, I don't have many yet, and this answer could change when we eventually platinum more of the series, but it's still a phenomenal platinum experience, and that is Mass Effect. Now this could go to Mass Effect 2 or 3 as well, but again, I've not platinumed those games personally yet. But the original Mass Effect was something special. Mass Effect's yet another platinum that just encourages the player to see as much of this game as possible, and what an experience that is. The numerous combat related trophies forcing the player to make sure you really learn what abilities work best on what enemies, the trophies relating to exploring uncharted planets or completing a still vague majority of the game, not even to mention that playing on Insanity, which is a part of the Legendary Edition trophy, so not a must, but it makes the game's combat feel that much more engaging. I want to be encouraged to immerse myself in all these games and do everything I can, with added incentive, and when that ties into an all-time favorite game, of course that's going to make this a must platinum. But again, if I platinum the trilogy, don't be surprised if Mass Effect 2 surpasses this game. Now this next one's going to sound like a joke, but I'm dead serious. Something for the Star Wars fans. And the racing fans, and you bet your ass we're talking about Star Wars Episode 1 Racer. This might not be a perfect game, okay? Hell, some might not even think it's a good game, but this is genuinely one of the most fun platinums I've gone after these past 2 years. I mean, we all watched The Phantom Menace for 2 reasons. The final duel with Darth Maul, and the pod racing. Ever since I was a kid, I always thought pod racing looked so awesome, and this game let me get a taste of it. Now graphically, it leaves a bit to be desired. I mean, this is just a PS1 port, but the racing just feels good, and that's really all the platinum is about. Race each cup, buy some upgrades, dance with Watto. It's 5 hours tops, honestly a bit of a gimme platinum, but seriously, I cannot stop recommending this game and platinum to people. Definitely random, but a platinum I truly want to see in more people's collection. But back to something more serious and the final game I want to talk about. If you know me, this one's an obvious one, but it is still my favorite platinum experience to date, and not only that, but was one of the few platinums I grabbed before getting back into trophy hunting. Of course, we're talking about Ghost of Tsushima. Ghost of Tsushima is a game I absolutely love, which should be apparent by the fact I have an hour-long video breaking the entire game down. Much like the rest of this list though, and why this is such a great platinum journey is because the strength of Tsushima's platinum is it feels natural to grab because the game encourages you to fully immerse yourself in this world. It's an incredible video game, but the platinum doesn't detract from the experience, it makes it better, and like many games on this list, makes you want to experience everything this game has to offer, from side stories, exploring every inch of the island, all the way to finding these adorable foxes. It's an experience I think is not only a must platinum, but it is the must platinum game. Everyone, and I mean everyone, needs to platinum Ghost of Tsushima. Thank you all so much for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like and subscribe. Leave a comment below which of these platinums you have, as well as platinums you think are must-haves. Go check out my Twitch if you want to see these platinum journeys live. Shout out to the channel members and Twitch subscribers for that extra level of support. And special thanks to the members of the Bear Club, G&T Puppy, Jackie White, Nugget, Darkwolf, Daniel Fitzgerald, Scott Unwin, Steel Vanguard, NPO Crusader, and Lug Knights. Thank you all, and I'll catch you in the next one.